Hi, I'm JJ the Life Coach, and I had a great question come into my website that I wanted to address on video blog. And that is, how do you support someone who's having problems in their marriage, whether it's a friend or a family member? And so I wanted to talk a little bit about support. And this sort of applies to any type of support. Now, with marriage specifically though, you want to find out right away, are you supporting them to stay in the marriage? Are you supporting them to get out of the marriage? So it's a question that you have to ask at the beginning because they're both very different. If you're supporting them to stay in the marriage, as a support person, it's your job to really help them edify their marriage and change their perception of their marriage and change what they're doing in the marriage. If the person you're supporting wants you to support them in getting out of the marriage, finding the strength to get out of the marriage, whatever it might be, but ending the marriage, then your job is supporting and edifying that person so that they can make that move. So again, the support is coming from two different angles, and you need to be clear as a support person which direction you're coming from. Now for more general support information, basically anytime you talk to a person, you want to find out what kind of support they need at that point. Anytime you talk to a person who's having some challenges in life, what type of support do you need right then? And I see there as being 4 types of support. You can be a venting buddy, okay, and I'll get into these in a moment. You can be a shoulder to cry on. You can help them strategize or brainstorm, or you can be their cheerleader. So 4 different types of support. First of all, the venting buddy, okay? This is basically a complaint session. The person is angry and needs to get all that energy out, everything put on the table in a safe environment where they won't be judged for these thoughts and feelings they're having, okay? So that's your job as that type of support person. If the person needs a venting buddy, you're there not to judge, but to support them in moving through that energy, getting it all out there so that they can move forward. Really important caveat though is not to become a complaining buddy, okay? During a venting session, there is bound to be a lot of complaining going on, and that's okay for a certain amount of time, but at some point, it's time to move beyond the complaints. Okay, so you're not going to spend 4 weeks on venting and complaining. It's just not productive. But, you know, if they need to come to you for a half hour and just get it all off their chest, that's great, really. And at the end, remind them, at the end of a venting session, you want to remind them that they're in it, whatever they told you, you know, are they in it to stay in the marriage or in it to get out of the marriage? Another sort of caveat in this situation is to be really careful that you let that person complain, but you don't necessarily, and you support them in their complaints, but you're not complaining about their partner. You're not sitting there going, yeah, she's a real wench. Yeah, he's a really meanie. I can't believe he did that. Okay? That isn't supportive in the long run. And I'm sure some of you have had some situations where the person stays with their partner and here you've contributed to that negative energy and they know it. So again, you're the sounding board, non-judgmental. All right? The shoulder to cry on. This is when the person really needs a poor me session. And we all need it sometimes. I mean, we go through these challenges and we can't believe it. We feel horrible, we're sad, we're grieving, whatever it might be, the person needs a shoulder to cry on. And you need to be that soft space to that soft place to land when they need a shoulder to cry on. Again, non-judgmental, letting them get those feelings of sadness, grief, whatever they might be out on the table without any judgment, okay? And you're not trying to shift them yet either. You're not trying to say, okay, but buck up, you know, the good things are coming. You're letting them have that emotion for that time. And again, it's something that you don't want to happen for 4 weeks necessarily. It might happen on and off during a 4-week period, but it's not something that you want to help. You want to help them move through it. You don't want to help them be stuck in it. All right. And moving through it is allowing it to express, not changing it too quickly, but again, not getting stuck in that sadness and grief for incredibly long periods of time. Okay. Again, not productive. The third type is strategizing or brainstorming. So this is where you get together and you're tossing out ideas. You know, you're strategizing about what to do in the marriage, what to do to get out of the marriage. You're really providing valuable information from a different perspective. All right. Again, attempting to be non-judgmental and trying not to bash the other person in the marriage, but just trying to get all these ideas, no matter how crazy they might be, and let them run with them, you know? Even if it is a crazy idea, let them run with it. You know, what would happen if you did do that? You're not doing that. You didn't choose that right now, but what if you did? What would happen? Let's think about that for a minute. So trying to get all sides of the situation in there, strategize, brainstorm. And the fourth type is a cheerleader. And that's when the person comes to you and just needs a boost, you know, just, oh, you're a fabulous person. You can do whatever you need to do. I love you. You just, you know, you've always done a great job. I know you can get through this. The cheerleader. All right. So those are the 4 types of support you can offer someone. And again, when it comes to having issues in a marriage, be really clear on whether they're trying to stay in the marriage or trying to get out of the marriage, so that you know what perspective they're coming from and you can best support them in that way. Okay, thanks a lot. Keep the questions coming. You can send them to my website, or you can send them to the TMJ4 website on their Ask the Expert page. They have an email where you can submit to. So I look forward to getting more from you. Thanks a lot. Bye.